Hello everybody, today I'm going to be ranking all the super brains in Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2. I'm going to be ranking them by a few things. First is by power, second is by their versatility in multiplayer, and third thing is my personal opinion. You can disagree with me in the comments if you want. So, without further ado, let's go. This consists of every single super brains in the game. This is not modded. Without further ado, let the video begin. First up, in 6th place, we've got Electro Brains. Electro Brains is the electric variant of super brains. He used to be a very powerful person, but today he's very weak and his team does nothing. He still does punch pretty fast. That's one of the good things I can say about him. Another thing about him is that he does a lot less damage and his zap radius is small, which is not good. And one last thing I have to say about him is I think that his punches are really good. I think that's really a good thing about him. In 5th place, we have Breakfast Brains. Breakfast Brains has a few unique gimmicks. First, his attacks accelerate as you attack, but both his primary and his secondary have overheats, which is not the best thing. And some very bad things about this character is one, you need to basically be an assassin with him, and two, his stuff does very little damage. But one good thing about him is that when you kill a plant, you get a speed boost. And that speed boost, I don't know what the multiplier is, but it's a decent multiplier. And that's one of the very few things that makes him a good character. Next up, we got Super Brains, just the base Super Brains. He has 2 main attacks, the Heroic Fists and the Heroic Beam. So the Heroic Fists act like punches, because it has fists in them, and they're quite powerful. And the Heroic Beam is a very weak laser, but I'm pretty sure it hits them. That's good. And it's just used for chipping off damage, but the really bad thing about it is that it overheats insanely quickly, and the overheat time is ridiculous. The overheat cooldown is ridiculous. So it's not great, but it's still a good weapon. It's a good secondary. That's all I really have to say about him. Up in 3rd place, we have Cosmic Brains. He is basically the future cactus of the zombies. He has a charge-up shot, and his Cosmic Beam does significant damage, which is his secondary. So, when you 40 charge your Cosmic Fist, it makes it so that if you kill a plant, it becomes an unreliable plant, which is really good. And the Cosmic Beam, with a headshot, does 11 damage, and it shoots quite quickly, so it can, but same thing as Super Brains and all the other characters, there's small damage, and has a ridiculous overheat cooldown and amount of time you can shoot it before it overheats. You can play him as an assassin. That's the only way you can actually use the 40 charge thing is if you play him like that. Next up, we have Party Brains. So I don't have Party Brains, so I can't show gameplay with him. But Party Brains is just the base Super Brains, but he has a legendary meter. He does have slightly less damage than the original Super Brains, but his legendary meter fixes that very quickly. You have to get X amount of kills, and then it lasts for 30 seconds. And what he does is he's just a regular Super Brains, basically. Well, finally, in 1st place, we have Toxic Brains. So Toxic Brains is the bigger, better version of Super Brains and Party Brains in every way possible. First, his Toxic Overload ability, his legendary meter makes it so you do 3x damage while it's activated. And you don't even need to get a single point charge it, although it would be optimal to get a kill, but you don't need to. You just need to punch people to get it. And his toxic beam, which is secondary, acts similarly to his super ranges. And what it does toxic damage as well, which is good, even though it only does like 1 damage for like a second. The toxic effect is 2 damage per second or something. So it's a very powerful option, and his punches are pretty fast.